And now, Freelance Heroism presents Dragon Heist.
Hey everybody, welcome to Freelance Heroism. My name is Dees.
And I'm Rachel.
And before we even get started, I just want to say a big thank you out there to everyone who donates at the Patreon, in particular those who donate at the producer tier. Rachel.
Yes.
Would you like to let us know who they are?
I would love to. We want to say thank you to Duncan, Nate, Breakmeister, Rebecca, Orient_Tiger, and Chris Soanes. Thank you so much, you guys.
Guys, you help us make a better show for everyone out there.
Mm-hmm.
Give yourself a huge round of applause. We really appreciate it. We really do.
Absolutely. We had a intro request this week.
Yeah, which is nice. I wish they'd do that more often. I want you to talk about the Middle East. I'm like, oh, God.
Oh, no.
Oh, God. All right. This intro is going to be 6 hours long. So what was the book? It's called In the Name of the Wind?
So we got our intro request this week because I have strong book opinions. And right. I recently struggled through and finished Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss, which is apparently a beloved fantasy novel, which is the first book in the Kingkiller Chronicles series.
The Kingkiller.
Yes.
That's a writer who came up with that, huh?
I guess so.
Okay. That sounds terrible, by the way. Kingkiller. No, look, I don't know. You ever met a person that's like good at piano, but they don't know how to read piano?
Yeah.
That's how I feel with word structure, right? I don't know the terms for everything, and I'm street smart about it. Kingkiller has two of the same beginning sounds that would normally be good in alliteration, but they're off balance. Kingkiller just has I don't know, whatever. I don't know what it's called, but it sounds wonky and wrong. So continue. How is the book?
Before I say how I found the book, I want to say that I understand that my opinions on this book are in the minority.
Right. Everyone loves it but you.
And it's okay. Enjoying a book is not.
Oh, you're hedging. You're hedging so hard. Remember that time I told the Star Wars people to straight up go fuck off? What are you hedging?
All right,
do it.
People can like different things and not like other things. I like plenty of cringy stuff, and by that I am inferring that this book is very cringy.
Oh, there we go. Lean in, Rachel. You got it.
This book is 700 pages of a dude talking about how cool he is. And the framing structure of the book is that this guy shows up and he's like, hey, I heard you were a really cool guy. Tell me about it. And so 95% of this book is like a flashback of
It's like a big flex of him talking about his
literally
dopeness.
Just him talking about how great he is. There's like this very like vague hint of, hey, here in modern day there are demons and also spider demons. But let's get back to the flashback and not mention those things again. So immediately there's no tension in this book because this guy
he's alive.
Yeah, he's alive and fine. So whatever he goes through, he's going to make it through.
Right. That's why a lot of people, like directors in particular, do a movie from the middle. So you can still get the tension for the end, but not, you can still do flashback. Yeah.
Not this guy. Also, this is only it's set up that he has 3 days to talk about how cool he is. This book, this 700-page book, is just day one. It's just 1/3
Wait, what?
of him talking about how great he is.
Oh, that's amazing. 700 pages, and that's the first day.
Yes.
Of a flashback of a day that had already occurred.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I could look. I'm not saying it's not a great book. I don't know. I didn't read it. But that's pretty bad. It's pretty bad structure.
Every problem that this guy runs into, he immediately is able to overcome it and end up on top and end up in a better situation than how he started. And
right, he's the reverse Candide.
Right. Yes. And it's not like there's a chapter and you're like, oh man, how's he gonna get out of this? And then he's like suffers through it before he figures it out. It's within the same chapter that the problem is presented. By the end of that chapter, there's a point where like he goes to magic school, and
Magic? Do they call it magic school?
It's
Please call it magic school. Hi, I'm sorry. I've got to go back to magic school. Excuse me.
So he goes to magic school, and he has to do basically like an interview to get accepted into magic school.
Right.
And at the end of his interview, they pay him to go to magic school. Like he doesn't have to pay tuition. His tuition is like negative money, so they pay him to come to magic school.
Is this? Hold on. Wait. At the end of the book, is all of it a lie, and he's actually just some like kind of
that is
liar?
That is the argument that I've seen some fanboys put out about this book. They're like, well, he's you can't trust this narrator. And that does not make sense, because in some of the present day situations that we see in the book, he does do amazing stuff, and other characters witness it. So he is at least partially as amazing as he claims to be in his flashbacks.
Right. So you're saying that while maybe there could have been an interesting wrinkle where the illusion is shattered, or at least fractured a little bit at the end.
Yeah.
They never throw a stone to crack that glass. Exactly.
There's a part near the very beginning where there are these spider demons, and nobody can figure out how to kill the spider demons. But he ends up killing like 4 of them and saving someone. So it's not just like, oh, I managed to, kill one. Like he kills several of them, and then also saves a dude who witnessed him killing these spider demons.
They'll live to tell the tale, obviously.
Right. Yes.
As if he's not going to tell it himself. 700 pages, day 1. I'm pretty certain the word's going to get around. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. See, here's the thing. Whenever someone describes a book to you, you can't be certain if it's their dislike of it has now permeated the review.
Right.
Or if, or if it really is objectively bad. I don't know. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say I'm not going to be interested enough to read this, and I trust you, so I'm going to lean on the side of this book sucks. It's like the writer's writing style is very good, but these characters are insufferable. Like also, like, this kid is like 14 or 15 for the majority of his flashback. Like, he doesn't even finish magic school. Wait, he's not even an adult?
No, he's not even an adult.
Oh, he's got Harry Potter syndrome.
He's like 14 years old, and he gets accepted to Magic University. And within literally like 6 months, he's like, basically they give him like 2 magic school degrees at the end of like 6 months of going there.
He's Magic Doogie Howser.
He is. Like every woman that he meets, you can tell they harbor like a weird crush on him, even though it's like the writer forgets that he's writing a literal child, and so he like meets these different women, and they all just like are really attached to him and stuff. It's so weird.
He's got the harem aspect as well. Wow.
It's bad. I don't understand why this book is so popular and so beloved.
That's because that might have a lot to do with it. It is fantasy.
It is, but this is not good fantasy. It's just not. This is like base wish fulfillment fantasy. This isn't like a fantasy that you write down and let other people read. This is like, oh, I'm having a daydream power fantasy.
Yeah, okay, that's okay. So I think I understand. You're saying that this book is like the WWF wrestling of books.
Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Where like it's wholly unbelievable that these things are going, and a bunch of like 15 to 25-year-old boys are just so into it.
Mm-hmm.
They're just living that fucking excitement roller coaster through this clearly not real character.
Yes.
Or in any way believable character.
Right. So the second book has come out. I haven't read it because I'm not a masochist. But I have read like some reviews of it, and I've seen people who like this series who will just flat out say the second book is bad. And I'm like,
oh,
this is,
well, maybe that's redeeming.
Also, the second book is over 900 pages long.
Oh, but you're at a library. You can rent it, right? Borrow it. What do you guys call it? Rent, borrow. I never thought about what you called that. I just get a book from the library. I never thought about what it was called.
I think when I've heard the second book is worse, especially with like how much the ladies like love this guy.
Oh, okay, I got you.
There is apparently a point in the second book where he meets like a fairy queen, like she's like a fae queen,
right?
And he ends up sexing her so good that she is like incredibly impressed by him.
Oh my god! We just pause for a minute to reflect on the fact that you said sexed her so good.
But the thing is, it's also when he encounters her, it's also his first time ever.
Right, obviously.
But he's that good at literally everything he does.
Right. Yeah. He's a master wand wielder.
Like,
I don't know.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
How old is this character at the end of the book?
Present day.
Right.
I think he's like maybe in his 20s, maybe like his late 20s. He's like an innkeeper, because he's sort of like given up. You know, he's like done so much in his time, and he's so powerful and amazing that now he's just like a retired innkeeper who also lives with basically like a satyr, and they just run an inn together. Obviously,
as one does.
Yes.
Right.
But it's just it's bad, and I don't understand why people like it as much as they do. It has over 750,000 reviews on Goodreads. And like with Goodreads, a perfect score is 5 stars. This has over 4.5 stars, which is absolutely incredible for a rating. It is completely mind-boggling how many people gave this book a 5-star review.
Oh.
And
are there any statistical breakdowns on the other things that people who liked that also liked? Can you tell if it's just a trope, like they're into the power fantasy novels?
I don't know if I can.
That would be an interesting thing to look up, though.
Yeah, I mean, it'll show you. Goodreads needs some work, honestly, but it does have like readers who like this book also like, and it's a lot of like Brandon Sanderson, George R. R. Martin. So maybe it's just people who like sort of big epic fantasies. They're like, maybe. I want to read a brick, and I want to read like 8 bricks of the same guy.
But there is also something to be said, and I'll say this from a person who genuinely enjoys George R. R. Martin's books. I enjoy it for the opposite reason, though. I enjoy it because there's everyone's a little bit fucking horrible, like just a little bit. Even little like people who defend Ned Stark all the time make me sick because they're only seeing the one dimension of him, not the liar and the
yeah.
The guy who literally went to war because his friends said so.
Right.
Like that. I think that complicated characters are more fun.
Absolutely.
Right. And so but I do have the other side of me too. Like, okay, so I think I want to get to this other point, but so every so often though, for like video games, I like the same kind of tropes in video games, complicated stories. But every so often, I just want a big JRPG. You know what I mean? Something with a bunch of like kind of, I don't know, guys are with like spiky blue hair and fucking super plate mail. And they do flips and shit and shoot lasers out of their sword. Something about it is pulpy, and I love it. I don't know why I do, but I just do. It's just a style that I've enjoyed for a long time. But on top of that, I also like kind of grittier, darker stuff, right? Now, here's a perfect example of what I think you're talking about, and where maybe there might be some nuance that maybe you hadn't noticed. Are you willing to accept that maybe there's something there? I can't apply it to this book directly because I haven't read it, but
Yeah.
Superman.
Mm-hmm.
This is the major complaint for Superman stories. Superman's too perfect. And so no story about Superman can be compelling because he's too perfect. Right?
Yeah.
He can fly. He's super strong. He shoots lasers out of his eyes. He has Torchasm Vo, which is these mental martial arts things. And like all these fucking things that make him like he can't be killed by anything except for one rock who's incredibly rare and only like 4 samples of it exist. And you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's a very overwhelming character, right?
Right.
But I always try to think about nobody's perfect. No matter how intentionally you try to write a character as perfect, you're going to apply your own flaws to it as the creator, or something that you would never think about would be his flaw, right? So with Superman, I always think about the fact that he's super strong, but the rest of the people around him aren't, right?
Right.
So no matter how powerful he is, this fucking super Promethean deity man from another planet, he comes here and has to, in order to not be alone, has to make relationships and friendships with people who are very frail.
Mm-hmm.
People who get hit by a car and they die, people who get shot and they die, people who fucking don't eat properly and they die, while Superman lives forever and has to endure that kind of thing. So when a situation comes up where Superman has to stop a crime, it would be easy for him to just fly down and blow up the whole city block, but he has to be a surgeon. He has to put in more effort than every other person. No, Superman can't have a bad day. He can't lose control.
Right.
Because if he does, he sacrifices that which he's most prideful about, is his ability to be a good person and not a bully. You're that strong. What is the quote from Shakespeare? Oh, to have a giant's strength, yet to wield it as a giant. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that maybe there's a layer. This guy, though, that you're describing, if you're describing him accurately, because I haven't read it,
Right.
Does sound pretty shitty, insufferable. To the point of like, there has to be a wrinkle, right?
Yeah.
Maybe the wrinkle's in book 2, and that's why everyone hates it. Maybe book
AC.
2 is just some other character comes in and is like, oh, he's full of shit. He didn't do all that. I was there.
Are you saying I need to read book 2?
I don't know. I don't want to force you to do that, but there's a reason that so many people really like the first one and didn't like the second one.
Like looking at all the reviews and all the people who love this, I'm like, have I gone insane? Like I'm like questioning my sanity as a reader. I'm like, did I read the same thing that everybody else did?
I know that feeling. I 100% know that feeling.
And there are books where I'll try to read them and I'm just miserable reading them, and I do try to stop reading them. With this one, there was an enjoyment of just like spite reading, which I don't think a lot of people, or people who aren't maybe big readers or who haven't ever like enjoyed something out of spite, don't really get.
Who hasn't enjoyed something out of the hatred of it?
I've tried to explain it sometimes to other people how like spite read something. They'll be like, oh, if you don't like it, just stop. And I'm like, no. This is a spite read. I'm enjoying hating it.
Right. There's an active reading experience there.
Yeah. So I found enjoyment from like the first 25% of reading it. I was miserable because I couldn't get into it. And I was like, what am I not getting about this? And then after that, I set it aside for a little while and I picked it back up and I'm like, I'm just going to spite read this. I'm just going to make fun of him and pick at and question everything. And it was a much more enjoyable experience. And I know this intro has gone on for quite a while.
No, it's whatever. They want that. This is what the fans wanted.
So, I will say, like, everyone is free to, read what you want, enjoy what you want.
Yeah.
I just think, from my experience, this was bad. I don't understand you if you really like this. Like, if you unironically enjoyed this, I do not understand you.
I love it. Hey, can you say the name of the book again, just real loud for everyone?
The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. This is the Kingkiller Chronicle #1.
Kingkiller Chronicle. Oh, it's another one. There's got a whole nother sound of the in there,
Kingkiller Chronicle.
Ooh.
Yeah.
King? Like king and queen?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, we don't know who the king is in this. Like,
well,
so.
it'll be on page 1300 of chapter 45. You know, right after he sexes God, and they love it so much that they decide to make him God.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh man, I don't know. That's it. Look, it's. I trust your opinions on these types of things, but we have disagreed before, Rachel.
That's
about
true.
Things.
Yep. I know. What you're
I can think of
thinking
one.
I know.
I know. I won't even say it. I won't even say it. I would hate for people to get lost amidst this. Whatever.
All right. Why don't we go to the episode?
Yeah. Why don't we? Before we get off track here, I'd hate to get lost in the weeds here.
Before we crash and burn.
Yeah.
Like a plane on an island.
Like a plane on an island.
All right. This is Dragon Heist, episode 34, Midnight in the Garden.
Jacob!
In my haste to rummage through my bag to find a potion, I'm going to give myself a 50-50 chance that I pull out either a normal healing potion or the one that Deece manufactured.
Quit saying normal. Like you're Dominion. You dick. Okay, you know what?
Standard. I don't know.
I hope you get your normal potion, the one that's less good than mine.
Okay,
Go ahead.
on an even, I will drink my healing potion. On an odd, I will drink.
You know what?
What are we calling that? Because
I have no idea. The sludge.
Okay. The sludge.
Or no. Let's call it muscle milk. Let's call it P90X juice.
I'm gonna
just steroids.
Yeah. Oh no, that's fine. Just steroid.
Just steroids. Okay.
A-Rod's blood.
All right, here we go.
The one that Kavir made. If you pop the cap and it has like the fermentation bubbles, like you opened a bottle of kimchi.
We'll call it 9 hours.
9 hours. Okay. Well, that's what I'm drinking because I rolled as such. So, what happens when I consume? Well,
call it Raven Glug Glug.
Okay. Well, I've got a note here on my equipment that says makes your AC 15 when consumed last for 8 hours. So that's not a healing potion.
No, that's a different thing.
Okay. Then I don't have one of those.
Oh, jeez, it's too bad. Well, why don't you drink one of your normal ones?
Yes, that's what I'll do instead. I was under the impression that was a healing potion.
It was poison. You are poisoned.
All right. So I'm going to do that. So take that out. I get 2d4 plus 2. So.
Do you see these first world motherfuckers in this crew right now? I won't drink that to save my life because it doesn't have Pepsi on the front of it.
So I almost rolled max. So I get 9 points back.
Some of us are Sierra Mist motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
Is that a bonus action to do that, or is that a full action?
Bonus action for potion.
Okay.
Yeah. You didn't have to go rummaging through your pack, so as long as you had it handy either at the top or on a belt, you're good.
Got it. Okay, so then I'm going to stab him in the dick because fuck that guy. First attack, it's a 14. That may be the first one I miss.
Yes, sir, it misses.
That one's better. That's a crit, but I don't get my bonus modifier on that because that would be my second hand attack, right?
Wouldn't your
Yes,
second
sir.
attack be
Okay.
a bonus action to do though?
Yeah,
Oh.
you can't do
Oh, no, I
potion,
can't
right?
do that because I do that. Right. Shit. Okay, so I missed the first attack. I drank a potion and now I stare
Actually,
at
DM for the save on the DM's character.
him. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's
Rachel's out here like Mitt Romney, the only ethical motherfucker.
Teacher, give us more homework.
I can't not DM.
I know. All right, I'm gonna drink a potion and hope for the best.
You know, if you'd have drank one of my potions, you probably would have hit.
Well, if I had one of your potions, maybe I would have.
Yeah, you've probably been slurping them down because they're so good.
Yeah. Well, next time I know to pop that one, so my AC is 15 and not 13.
You have to take all your clothes off.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
you can't be. Well, you don't have to take all of them off, but you have to take off the armor
Well, I don't. Well, yeah.
because it's a armor thing. It only works if you don't have armor.
Right. So I've got to take my leather armor off, but then drink the potion.
Yep.
Okay.
I think it was when you were still in regular clothes. When I
Adrie, your turn.
He was like, "We're gonna fast forward through this bullshit conversation."
How hurt does this drow look?
He's one bloody motherfucker.
Just trying to decide if I should use my last first level spell.
You could use your last level spell.
I'll just do my crossbow again.
She shoots.
I miss.
And I had a
Fired.
popsicle. And then I missed. And then I fired and I missed.
The dart or the bolt shoots past, almost hits Rain as it continues past.
Sorry.
Just the minute he gets on, drinking his potion, healing, taking a swipe. Whoo!
He finishes drinking it, and then the arrow from Adrie just
Yes.
breaks it.
Breaks the bottle.
Did you
Yes.
break the bottle?
I allow it.
We recycle in this household.
That was refreshing. Crash.
Sorry.
He smashes it on his forehead.
All right, Mr. Kavir outside. It is your turn at the window.
I'm gonna be like, "Hey, you guys need some healing?"
Perhaps.
Too bad. I'm gonna throw a javelin. Shit. Sorry, I don't have the rolls programmed on here yet. Wow. Nope, that's a miss. I'm gonna spend my walking turn walking around to the door.
How bad was the miss?
It was a 6.
Okay. I was about to say if it was a 1, Rain, look out.
I was about to say, yeah. It's like, first off, I get a crossbow that breaks it, and then a javelin goes through my hand.
Wait, I have a bonus action, don't I? Who's being less of a dick to me? Is it old Mr. Drop Bear or Mrs. Blame All Windows on You? Who looks the hurtest?
That would probably be me right now. Well, I don't know. I'm 10 out of 20. I'm halfway done.
You're worse than me.
Okay. I'm going to grant him a medical miracle. Or, I'm sure, what's it called? A medical miracle. Where you can hear me yelling at you about how to apply a medical solution, right? So, like, I'm telling you to apply pressure to this and that. And if you hold your breath for a second, it'll build up your adrenaline and you'll get some hit points back if you do it.
Apply directly to the forehead.
Yeah, apply this javelin directly to your asshole.
So what do I heal?
1d4 plus 4.
1d4 plus 4. All right. Come on.
How you like that shit? Just from my words.
Come on,
Words
D4.
healer motherfuckers out here.
That is a 4. All right, sweet. So 4 plus 4 is 8, and I am at 18 out of 20. Gracias.
You did it to yourself. I just showed you the way.
I see. The power was within me the whole time.
Yep. I just had to put a spear up there and get it out. Like you're like a Kinder egg. Do you remember Kinder eggs?
Yes.
You'd eat this shitty chocolate and then you get to the center, it was a shitty toy. It's like I spent $5 on this.
Yeah. Well, for the longest time, you couldn't get Kinder eggs.
Well, no, I mean I lived in Germany. You could get
You can get Kinder eggs whenever you want it. Yeah, we haven't been able to get Kinder eggs but for maybe the last year and a half.
What an insanely stupid thing.
I know. Something about fucking safety rules and kids choking on shit, and it's like, what the fuck ever.
You gotta eat an entire egg? Is your kid a python?
No, the toy inside. The toy inside.
You're not supposed to eat that part.
Well, yeah, but apparently they do. And the way I look at it is that the kid is too stupid to fucking eat a plastic toy. Doesn't grow up to have kids of their own.
Cracker Jacks and fucking whatever. They sound Cookie Crisp. Like
natural selection.
Exactly.
You know
that's
what?
coming from the two parents in the group.
All right, quick rundown. Quick rundown. What's the best cereal? Go.
Golden Grams.
You're gonna fucking hate me for this.
Do it. You're gonna say
I
oat flakes or something.
no frosted
No.
mini wheats.
Dude, I'm down with Nate. I'll eat breakfast with Nate.
Frosted mini wheats.
Rachel?
Honey bunches of oats with almonds.
Ooh, very nice.
Bitch. Honey
What?
bunches of oats is
Yeah.
mine. Not with almonds though. That's some
Almonds.
honey bunches of oats, man. Straight honey.
Nice.
Did you
I
ever
would
get
eat-
one of those big clunks?
Yes.
It's
Oh,
like-
yeah.
Eating a fucking like delicious snowball filled with flavor.
It's the antithesis of the big chunk of Cool Ranch Dorito seasoning that
opposite
we've,
of that.
yeah,
So
that we've,
gross.
yeah.
You know, in a perfect world, we could all get together and in one cheek have the flavor pellet, and in the other have the honey.
I don't want to live in that world.
Yeah.
Sounds like the world's worst tobacco.
And then we'll chase it down with a flavor packet from an old bag of ramen. Just the flavor.
And
No
a
noodles, no water.
I can't eat those.
I used to eat them.
Oh.
I used to eat them dry.
Right?
Oh.
Yeah, I used to crumble them up in the
Yep.
bag.
Yep.
Rip
And
the
the
top
sprinkle the
open,
stuff of.
sprinkle it in,
Yep.
and then shake it up.
Yep.
Yep.
hmm
I was a poor kid, so
Right?
very poor.
Dude, honestly, it was better than a bag of chips.
Dude, I made Aladdin look like a fucking rich kid. They used to call me Street Gopher.
Oh god!
All right, so-
yeah.
The only
Jeez.
genie I knew was the lady who worked at the restaurant across the street.
Okay, so
And you ain't never had a friend like her. She sold
So-
my kidney.
oh shit.
Sorry.
So all three of you missed.
Did I?
Yeah, your javelin missed, Adrie's crossbow missed, and I believe Nate missed. So, yep, his
Beat
turn.
a popsicle.
Well, here I go dying again.
First roll. That is a 17 plus 6. That's a hit.
How is this
Second
dude
roll
still fucking alive?
Is
How is he still
a
alive?
16
Yes.
because homeboy had 84 hit points.
Good
The fuck?
night.
I have 20.
I know.
Don't worry, you guys aren't gonna die.
I'm not so convinced of
Unless you're
that.
real rude.
If the three of us combined our max hit points, would they even equal 84?
You got to remember. Okay, the fucked up part is this encounter was originally written for 4 players at level 2,
Even then.
but then I threw a second drown just to be a dick against 3 players.
Okay.
But I mean, one of them got fucked up and left.
Yes, and originally the fucked up part is I originally scaled him to this guy, and then I was like, that's way too fucked up. So I cut his levels in half, and I fucking put him in there at half level.
Well,
And
we're
so,
about to kill this guy,
that's what I'm saying. You guys have done plenty damage. I mean, you guys are about 10 off of his actual max HP.
and we're super healthy because I still got you guys up. You guys
So-
aren't gonna go down anytime soon. I got
Actually,
bags of potions.
I'm about to.
Nah,
yeah, that was that's 10 damage right there.
I auto stabilized, bro. You're fine.
And the second one does 7. So 17 total.
Good God, you got me back down to 1 again.
One
It's the most important hit
Is
point.
the loneliest number that you ever. All right.
Oh my god, dude! Someone was singing a Three Dog Night song as a commercial for Christmas. They were singing it like a Christmas song, and I'm like,
Oh, the joy
You
to
can't-
the world?
you can't just do that. You can't just do that and act like I'm not gonna call you out on it, Sears or whoever the fuck you are. You going out of business, fucks. Sorry, whatever. I'm sorry. I was angry about it earlier, and I'm just carrying this around with me all day. So just go ahead. Whose turn is it?
I think it's mine.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out once the sirens are done.
Yes, it's yours.
He's living in England during the raids.
I always figure it's like the sirens are calling. It's like you're on a fucking pirate ship in the middle of the Caribbean somewhere.
London God. No.
Oh man, I love that song.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Well, now that I have 1 hit point, I have no more medication left. So fuck it. I'm gonna go down swinging. That's a 19 and a 15.
The 19 hits, the 15 does not.
All right. Well, the 19 at least gets full damage. So that's 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 points of damage.
And he survives.
He's over 9,000.
Yes.
I'm just to put it out there, that cartoon is not as good as everyone says it is.
Right.
I mean, it's okay. It's okay.
I mean, it was great to grow up on, but shit.
but to live on,
No.
not great. It's like formula. You know what I mean? It's good while you're younger, but if
Yeah.
you're 45 still drinking formula, you need to get your head looked at.
I don't know. Some old people are drinking formula. It's just called Ensure.
Oh man, you know what? Ensure is gross. My dad used to have to drink that shit, and I just was like, I have to know. It tastes like chalk. It's fucking gross. You know what Soylent is?
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's gross too. You don't know how much chocolate syrup you need to add to that shit just to make it even resemble food.
Actually, you don't add chocolate syrup to it. You add it to the chocolate syrup bottle in order to drink it down.
It's pretty close. I used to
Damn.
make 2 of those a day for that motherfucker, and that shit is gross.
Adrian?
But you can live on it.
I guess I'm gonna fire my crossbow at this guy.
I preemptively duck.
24. No, I'm sorry, 25 to hit.
Well, shit. She hit.
Right in the back of the head.
Preemptively Duck should be the name of her clothing line.
For max damage of 13.
Woot.
And he's done. The lights go out in his eyes.
I'm
He
over here
drops. His swords
bleeding
drop.
You okay, Rain?
I clutch my chest and go, I'm coming, Elizabeth. No, not so good. Not gonna lie.
Can
I've
I
been
roll a
better.
strength check, D-Walk?
Yeah, you can roll a strength check
Okay, good.
to do what?
I got a 17.
What are we doing?
I'm going to walk into the room, grab him by his leather armor, like around the chest piece, and then pick him up and drop him on one of the tables.
And there goes your last hit point.
Oh no.
He'll be fine.
Well, shit.
As he goes down, the light begins to fade from Rain's eyes. Like,
I literally take my hand and kind of reach in my medical pack and create this. It's like a bunch of, it looks like hay and straw and stuff like that. And I kind of rub my hands together and then smack him on the head with it, like right over the eyes. Like,
Do I need to make a death save?
no. You'll just get 1 hit point back immediately.
You
Oh,
giving Rain
okay.
people's elbow? Is that what
Did Rachel make a wrestling joke?
yes, she did.
My little brother was really into wrestling.
Oh man. My redneck neighbors were really into wrestling. I had an argument with this kid at school one time where he told me that wrestling was real, and we had this really big fight, and I just couldn't get over the fact that he would think that like the Undertaker was like this all-powerful otherworldly being, that he just wanted that belt. Doesn't it
You
seem
mean
weird?
he's not?
Doesn't it seem weird that you would have otherworldly necromantic powers and that would be your goal, was to win a fucking wrestling competition amongst a bunch of elderly, oiled up men?
You can raise the dead so you go work for Vince McMahon. Yeah, that makes a
Yeah.
whole fucking load of sense.
It's a fucking weird flex, right? Like
Yeah.
literally a weird flex.
Yeah, but you don't think about that shit as a kid. You just think about him kicking that dude's ass.
I'm just saying, man.
All I know is that there was a kid that lived around the street from us that we were kind of sort of friends with. I don't know, it was weird. But I remember that my brother and I went over to his house. I was probably 12, so that would have made my brother about 10. And we went and had a sleepover at his house during one of the WrestleManias. I can't remember which one. But this was probably this would have been like 90, 92, 93, somewhere in that ballpark. All I remember is like him and his mom both were like so into it to the point where they started wrestling on the couch with each other, and I'm just, even back then, I looked at that and went, "Something's not right here." But for some strange
Sweet
reason,
home Alabama.
for some strange reason, like anytime there's like a wrestling pay-per-view thing that comes on TV or something, I'm instantly reminded about that. And the older I get, the grosser it becomes, because it's just like, what?
Wow.
If I was 12 and my mom was putting me in a headlock between her legs, I would just not. I just know that's instant therapy when I turn 23.
Oh, hey, I'm gonna do another medical miracle on Nate, just to
All
get
right.
him back to health. But this medical miracle is gonna come with some detail. I'm gonna
Okay.
reach into a vial. It's like a big water flask, sort of in my bag, and it's got like this kind of like sludgy brown, like gravy looking ooze in it. And I take this like large unscrewable top and I kind of pour out into my hand like this sludge. It just kind of leaks through my fingers. And there's a slug, a big fat slug. And I take it and I squish it up in my hands and I just push it down into your mouth. I throw some extra slugs back into the jar and screw the lid on. You get, if you decide to swallow that, you get 1d4 plus 4 hit points.
And if I spit it back at you, what do I get?
You get nothing. You'll just stay at 1 hit point. Your call. Eat the
Alright.
slug or get on fuck.
You know, there's a version of this when I go to the bar that's a hell of a lot more fun. D4 plus 4?
Yep.
Oh, he swallowed.
5.
Swallow my slug.
I'm gonna look at the two of them, and then I'm just gonna go and look for the pistols of the drow.
Tastes like brown gravy.
Are you going for a walk to find the other guy?
No, she's looking for the pistols.
Oh.
Go ahead and give me a perception.
Are they not just on the floor?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
They're
pretty
near
much
his
scattered
body.
on the floor. Well, not where he's at now. They're over near where the grease first started.
18.
Yeah, you find them pretty easy. They're over near where the door was, where the grease was.
Okay.
Still soaked, but at least they're not greased now.
I can definitely like.
Oh yeah, you can dry them out easily enough and do what you do with them.
Can I? Because I assume firearms are kind of rare in this setting, but Adrie is proficient with them. So can I look them over to see if I can, like, are these just sort of like standard pistols?
No, they're not standard. These were specially designed. The way the woodwork is, the way the things, they are definitely of a drow design. They have that elven grace to them that's you wouldn't find from a dwarven blacksmith or a gnome smith.
Tons of spiders etched into the
But
stock.
definitely, actually, no, you don't find the normal, what you would find from a drow, like little spider thing on there. But you definitely see the twistedness of the personality in them. The way the metal was forged, the way that it curves.
Are they Silvaran drow or whatever?
You're not sure, but you'd have to do a knowledge check to
I
figure out
don't know
anything more.
anything about drow. All I know is what that lady told me.
Yeah,
That lady who shall remain nameless.
but it is rare that you would find them this deep in the city at Waterdeep.
Well, they're mine now. Can I look over the drow to see if it has any sort of like identifying, like, so we know like where this guy came from?
Yeah, check his wallet.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant his prison wallet. Sorry.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, go ahead and
Sorry, I'm elbow deep in this guy. Should have said something sooner.
Can I do an investigation?
yes.
I'm giving him the old lamb chop back here. You're not saying a fucking word.
That's a nat 20, so 27.
All right. You realize that his the swords are actually Instead of short swords, they're actually scimitars. That he was dual wielding scimitars. You also see the way his boots aren't right. So there's something more to his boots than just being normal other boots.
They're shaped
But you're
like
not
hands.
you're not quite sure of it though.
Like,
He's
is
got
it
glove
magic?
feet.
Hmm?
Like, are they magic?
They're definitely giving that aura and a hint to him.
Okay.
Also, um, unlike the rest of his clothing, they seem to be in better condition, most likely from probably the magic. But it's definitely the clothing has definitely been weathered. It's definitely been. I mean, it's not like it's worn bad. But they've definitely been weathered and damaged by elements.
Any particular type? I'll just do a quick once over of his body, medically. Cool.
That's fun.
Okay. I just want to see what kind of weather might have weathered him. Like, he's dead, so we can just sort of investigate like an autopsy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to check his throat, his nose, his eyes, and also the texture of their skin to see what kind of weather patterns they've been enduring.
Well, you're not
That's
seeing
fine.
any real signs of winter or anything, but definitely seems saltwater damage and sun damage, which is odd for a drow.
On a boat, eh?
I peel myself up off the bed and kind of with my mouth and it's like, oh, what the hell? Y'all ever tried to swallow like a really big vitamin without a glass of water?
Do you need some water? I'm gonna hand him a purple glass of water.
No, I'll get something from my room.
It's the purple stuff from before the Sunny D.
Oh, I this is obviously not anyone I'm going to recognize. There's not really any point in me trying to investigate anything here. I'm going to ask the two of you what you think you've found.
What about tattoos? When I was searching him, do you have tattoos?
Well, that's a good question.
Because if he's a sailor, which I'm assuming he is from the hot sun and the sea breeze, or at least a dock worker, they tend to have tattoos.
That's the odd part. The only tattoos you find is in Elvish, but it seems like it's been burned off.
I mean, I can read Elvish, so, and I know Adrie can. Can we make it out?
Well, it's been burned off, but where's the location?
Almost like one would have put a slave tattoo.
Right. So, like on the cheek or
Um,
on the shoulder?
chest,
Oh. How big is it?
size of a palm. Now you can definitely make up part of it a little bit, but it's almost like a crest, like a family's house, or like somebody like stamped.
And you said it's in the shape of a palm, or is it just the size of a palm?
Size of a palm.
I'm sorry, Nate said that he was looking. I thought it was burned off. You said you can make out some of it?
It looked like it was burned, like he was burning it to get it off, like he was damaging it on purpose.
Okay.
Like it didn't hold him value anymore.
But there's no, I mean, it's misshapen enough that I can't look at it and still make something out about it.
How much would Ray know about drow customs?
Honestly, probably not that much.
I have a book that I was given.
Yes, you do.
I could consult the tome.
So, all right. You get your book, you check it against the book. It seems to be a house sigil for one of like a drow house.
From Menzo Baranzan?
Definitely from the Underdark. But one would only burn one of these because they would either have escaped the house or been exiled. And normally males don't survive exile.
Yeah.
From what you've read.
Mm-hmm.
And you're telling me that these things have been out in the sun and they've been weathered on a boat? That seems highly unusual for something that tends to live most of its life in the dark.
I'm gonna eat another slug, and I'm gonna be like, no, man, they're fresh.
That's not what I was talking about.
Oh,
I kicked the body.
Nothing happens.
well, yeah.
Well, yeah. No,
He activated a trapdoor in his sternum.
You
No,
see the net goes to the side and this gas comes out and you all die from purple worm.
Oh no.
Oh. So what would possess a drow to escape and live life on a boat on the surface up in the
Go-
daylight? That's,
Ghost pirate.
well,
That would possess
yes.
anyone.
You know
to
what?
make them want to be a pirate.
Hmm.
Following all the clues here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, we know that we were already looking for a pirate ship or a
Right.
ship. This is just
Well-
another bit of information leading us back to that.
Well, more importantly, now that we know who they are, it may be worth tracking back to see if the dockmaster might have some information about any drow that have come ashore.
Well, we had two options. We went in to investigate one, and my current theory is that they probably wouldn't take too kindly to working in close proximity with elves, which they had at their circus,
Right.
which might be a point of severe tension.
So it's the
So
other boat.
probably the other guy, or at least we should look into the other guy.
No, I agree. That was the mercenary ship, right?
Yeah, the red something, the crimson butt plug. I don't remember what it's called. It was like a coyote or something, maybe jackal.
The love boat.
The Crimson Jackal. We said
Hey,
There you go.
that was a crimson coyote's pretty fucking close.
Pretty close.
Yes, it was the Crimson Jackal.
Are you sure it wasn't the Dark Star?
No, I'm positive it was the sea
Why?
bitch. I mean, the Crimson Jackal.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that narrows it down then. We've got a lead.
Whatever. We're gonna have to tell the guard about this, right? The city watch.
Why? No, I'm kidding. Yeah, of course we do.
Point it.
Actually, if you look out the window, you see the guards on the way. Somebody called in the window breaking.
It's my window.
Guys, I think his boots might be magic. Do we want to?
Take him.
Okay.
He's not using them. I'm gonna take the body and I'm gonna drag him outside and toss him off the steps at the guard's feet.
This barefoot drow attacked us.
With his bare hands.
No, we took his boots
That's
because
the-
fuck him. He tried to kill us. This
Haven't
is
y'all,
a severance pay.
haven't y'all
After I
ever heard,
severed him, he
Yeah.
had to pay.
haven't y'all ever heard of to the victor go the spoils? That's how that works.
The guards
Slug?
are looking down. They look up at you guys. They look down at him.
Broke into
It's a
my
tr-
property.
What's a drow doing in this city?
Being dead on my steps. I'd like to get him out of here if possible.
Yeah, believe us, we have the exact same question.
All right, we're gonna need a statement from each of you separate about what happened.
All right.
And so they mark off a guard to each of you and send you off as the last one's kind of just standing there, because over here in this part of town they only do 4 4 patrols, where down south they do 12. Now eventually, as you guys are each one talking, if another guard member comes walking up, this one's more in robes, no armor, no, it doesn't look like they're carrying an actual melee weapon at all, just walking with a staff.
How you doing?
Someone I would recognize?
You definitely recognize him as one of the mages.
Ooh.
Comes walking over and begins to examine the body. As each of you guys give your statements. Because I frankly want to hear how this goes. Let's start with Rain. What happened during this event?
Well, we came back to our domicile here to find ourselves at knife and gunpoint by 3 drow. 2 of them got away. This one wasn't so fortunate. I managed to take him down after quite a nifty little maneuver from the rafters, if I do say so myself.
Was there 3? I thought there were 2.
Or is
2.
2, sorry, Pistolier. Yeah, sorry, shit.
Oh no, I was gonna have fun with it if you kept going with 3. I was like, we have 2 drow missing.
Yeah. No, I'll start over. I don't know why I was thinking there's 3. No,
We should do this like The Office, where they cut away. It's like, I don't know what I was thinking. He made me eat a slug.
yeah. No. Anyway. No. So we came back to our domicile to find ourselves at knife and gunpoint. 2 drow accosted us as we walked into our house here. Our visitors, one of the gentlemen that we were keeping under surveillance, I suppose you could say, and Mr. Kavir's nurse were both tied up over in the corner, and they made a threat against Miss Adrie's life, and shenanigans did ensue. One of them got away, but I believe he was badly injured. The other one wasn't so lucky because I dropped off from the ceiling and managed to stab him several times. And here we are.
So you're the one who killed him.
Well, it was a team effort. There is no I in team, let's be honest.
But they wouldn't have survived without you.
No,
you're saying.
no.
Yeah, but there's an I in I did it.
He's taking his throat, so it was you hiding in the ceiling and dropping down on him that took it.
I think the element surprise is what turned the tides in our favor with this particular drow, yes.
All right.
Have you ever heard that thing where there's no I in team, but if you look real close, there is. It's in the
A
hole.
But yes, we were able to take him down, and that's when you all showed up. We're about as confused as to what it was doing here. But like I said, they made a threat against Miss Adrie's life, and we do know that there have been ritual killings of elves here for quite some time down in the Dock Ward. We have reason to believe that these drow came into Waterdeep via a ship. So I think things are starting to kind of connect together here a little bit. I believe that these drow may be the one who are going around killing all the elves.
Yeah, we had a report from the docks to look out for elves being solo and half elves being walking solo at night, that they could be targeted.
Yes, well, these tried to take a swipe hit at Miss Adrie, but she's fine.
All right, so, and you said one got away?
Yes, one the got away, but again, I believe he was injured. I do recall hearing Mr. Kavir and Miss Adrie talking about blood on the outside.
All right. They take the notes. We appreciate it. We may have to send for you guys all to speak to a magistrate about this. This is now escalating.
Understood.
All right. He goes off. Over to Kavir.
How you doing?
Hey. So Raven, you want to lay this out for me?
Yeah, so we get in, and some guys in my house, in my workspace. He draws a weapon. Another person loads 2 weapons from up in the rafters. I made a sweet joke about dinosaurs. No one laughed. So then they jump down to fight, and I stab one of them through the chest with a spear. He goes running. Everything gets dark for a bit. I think they did some kind of weird magic thing or whatever. I jumped through the window to chase after him, and he looks like maybe he did some sort of magic teleport, or I don't know. You know what those weirdos do. Am I talking to the weirdo wizard guy?
No, he's examining the body.
Oh, I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about, the weird stuff they do sometimes. They like do the wiggle fingers and weird shit happens.
He does look up at the body at this point and wiggles his finger at you, and then he goes back to the body.
I'm like, we're talking about you. Anyway, so that happened, and then I came back, and on the way back, I threw a spear through the window and hit him, and then came back around and fed my buddy escargot. Slugs.
So you guys had snails after killing the drow?
Slugs.
Slugs.
Not snails, whatever. We're not fancy folk here. But you were in the service. You remember the health slugs?
I try not
Field
to.
medicine. You
Yeah.
remember?
I try not to.
In a pinch, eat a slug.
Yeah, well,
That's the old-
that shit makes you
old army
constipated for a
motto.
week.
I'm just crafting lore here now.
That shit makes you constipated for a week.
Yeah.
He's gonna be lucky if he shits for 2.
Well, that's essentially what happened. Somebody broke in to our domicile and they caught
When you chased out, which way did you chase him?
He ran out through the window, it looks like, and then he was bleeding pretty bad. There was a pool of blood and then no more footsteps. So I'm assuming that's where he left. It's around back.
All right. He stops, walks over to the mage. The mage just looks up, stands up. He walks that way.
You're all fucking creepy, you know that. Talking to the mage.
Kind of looks back at you. Pulls his hood down farther and keeps walking.
I hate those weirdos.
All right. Just sit tight, Raven. Once we get done questioning everyone, we'll let you go. This is starting to escalate. Hopefully it's just an incident, but with the drow in the city, you never know. We may have to, bring you guys in more, see, talk to one of those weirdos and see if there's anything more they can get you to remember.
Good lord.
Any details, you never know how small, how minuscule detail might be important later.
Okay.
All right. So now on to Adrie, the one with Adrie. Looks down. So, miss, you want to tell us what happened?
Yeah, we were coming back and we noticed the door was opened, and when we stepped in, a couple of our people were tied up, and then these 2 drow attacked us. One of them had pistols, and after a little bit of fighting, they cast, I think, darkness, and one of them escaped through the window. There was some blood, but then I heard the other one that had stayed, and then Adrie will point at the dead one. That one. It was still in the manor fighting Rain, so I went back in to help, and we ended up having to kill him.
All right. It seems pretty simple enough. Did they say why they were in there?
They seemed fairly intent on attacking me. I don't know why, though, because I've never met them before.
All right. You have
Maybe
any
it's
enemies?
just something about you.
You have any enemies that are drow?
No?
No, that's when the last guard that was on the body comes walking over. Dude, that's Ludo's daughter. Looks up. Wait a minute, Ludo he's like, yeah, that one.
The bard?
That's not.
They
what
both
we're
look at her. Yeah, the bard. They look at each other. That might be why the drow are after her.
Wait, what?
Your father's had some dealings with the drow in the past. So the first time we found a member of your family with dead drow around. So, all right. The other guy, he sends the other one off. Don't worry about it. Your dad doesn't leave the city much anymore anyway. So, probably, that being drow could have happened a couple 100 years ago or so. You never know.
Okay.
But, you guys say one escaped, huh?
Yeah. There was a blood trail, but I didn't get a chance to look at it. I think Kavir did.
All right. Well, we'll get all 3 reports. We'll put them together. Piece everything out.
Mm-hmm.
Mage comes back. Now he's actually floating down because as he's walked on the corner, he levitated. Then he's coming back down. He's like, However he did it, he levitated up and he crossed over the roof. He's been traveling over the roofs for a bit. Whichever way he went. The mage's like, this isn't good though. He's traveling in the sunlight. The guards kind of get this look on each other like, shit. All right. We'll give you luck. We'll get this out. They send the mage leaves, and then the four of them stay pretty much to quarantine the body in the area. The three of you guys are released back to wherever you guys want to do.
If you guys find out anything about this, can you let me know, since they were trying to kill me?
Yeah, of course. We'll keep you in there. We'll get you. One of the guys comes out from inside. I can't find the pistols. One of the reports said.
Adrie's belt.
The guy's like, couple of the reports claimed he had pistols.
I'm going to step outside and I'm going to smoke a cigar out front.
The one that's in charge is like, waves it off like, dude, the body's going to get burned anyway. Who cares?
Don't make me lie for you. It's not going to go well.
So.
I mean, like, I'm not saying that as a joke. Adrie literally just stuck the pistols in her belt, so they're just very clearly she is wearing them.
Where'd the pistols go?
Like a tiny elven Yosemite Sam.
And she took his boots. That's exactly what she looks like now.
Yeah, get her a hat. I'm the rootinest, tootinest, no sleepinest elf in this here town.
I see. All right.
Ooh, I hate that drow.
That wascally drow. Oh, that's
all right.
fine. Sorry.
He's outside smoking. What are you two doing?
I believe I might go get myself some rest because
right.
I'm a bit sluggish, as they say.
I want to go home and ask my dad about this drow business.
All right. So you guys are there.
Should you be walking by yourself? That's the first thing, is don't let the elves probably not good about themselves. And then she's like, I think I'm going to go walk alone.
Down this alley.
Right? Through half the city.
She gets in a carriage and the drow's just in there.
You mean Murder Stab Alley? Oh, yeah. Over by Found a Body Park?
At the end of Death Drive? Yeah, that's the one.
I mean, it's daytime.
All right.
They just tried to kill you in daytime.
They did attack us during the day.
So, I know you've never fought any spiders, but let me help you out here. This chick is gonna die. There's just no fucking way she's not gonna make it a week.
I want to go home. I don't want to be stuck here.
So how do you get home?
Kabir, will you take me home?
Yeah. Only if you eat a slug.
No.
Okay. They call it the slug walk.
I don't know. You're a princess. Click your heels together 3 times. You'll just magically transport, right?
Yeah, close your eyes and think about where you want to go, and then slug.
No.
It's so slippery, you can't resist.
Slimy, yes,
That's
satisfying.
So gross. No.
Akuna Matata.
Look,
Akuna.
soldiers have been eating these things forever.
Just let me die.
Their bodies have purifying nutrients
Just
within them.
let me die and revivify me.
I don't get revivify, so
God.
I don't
That's
get magic.
okay. Dr. Midnight can bring you back.
You just get slugs and you get weird oils. All right?
You be a friend
You
of
get
Dr.
to
Midnight.
choose. Death or slug oil. That should be a title of one of these episodes. Death or slug oil. I'm building a brand out here. The Raven's finest slug oils.
The city
Raven's own.
Yeah.
Raven selects. Raven's choice. All right.
They'll
So how
pluck
are
out
the
your wallet and your butthole.
So, How are you two getting back to Princess Palace?
It's
I'm walking.
Castle Ward.
Princess Kingdom.
Castle Ward, and I guess we're walking.
And
trying
we're
to-
walking.
And we're walking. And we're. If you look to your left, there's buildings. If you look to your right, more buildings.
You look to the top to see the drow stalking you guys, but no, we're gonna keep walking. So
It's better than being in a cart where we can't see them.
right. So you guys reach there. You guys reach the house.
Does my Motorola phone chirp? No, I'm just kidding. You didn't know that? I have a Moto Razr.
Okay.
D-Walk. I was just waiting for D-Walk. I figured I'd kill the time with some old
All right.
cell phone talk.
So you guys reach the house.
Yes.
I knock on the door by kicking in the window. They immediately replace it with a new pane.
All right. I'm gonna
Technically
go
shows
in.
it's a knock, yeah.
Actually, I want to talk to your dad.
Okay.
You mean once you guys get in, Victor's in the kitchen, stacking fruit. So he's, using magic to stack the fruit.
Hey, is Dad home?
Yeah, he's out in the back garden
Okay.
stacking the fruit. Looks
Alright.
up. You guys together again.
I got attacked by drow.
He stops. Really?
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna take out my pistols. I'm not gonna point them at him and be like, check out these.
Holy shit, you did.
Yeah.
Thought you're bullshitting.
Nope.
And
Can I
you
see
had
one?
a good day stacking apples. Sweet.
Can I see one?
No.
Why not?
Cause I killed the drow. So
All
I
right.
took these. Alright.
Keep what you kill. Shit.
Yeah.
It's all no I in team until you get home, and then it's all I killed them. Mm-hmm.
Start stacking the apples again.
Alright. I'm gonna go find
All right, go.
find Dad.
Go with your beautiful pistols. He's just stacking this shit again.
I look back. I'm like, my name's Kavir, not beautiful pistols. Come on. I appreciate the compliment, though.
As you're walking, an apple hits you in the back of the head.
Okay.
He stops like, holy shit, nothing.
Kier's like, free apple.
I just feel like I don't want to kill your brother. Make sure he doesn't do that again.
I can't guarantee anything that he does.
Well, then we're in the same boat.
He's like 12.
Yeah, I want him to see 13. Tell him not to throw any more apples.
He picks up an orange.
Don't.
Yeah, well, I'll just maim you for an orange. How do you feel about wheelchairs?
I'm reminded of the scene in Mrs. Doubtfire. It was a run by fruiting.
Yeah. That was
Okay.
Pierce Brosnan, by the way.
Yes, it was.
Thomas Crown affair.
Yeah.
James fucking
James
Bond.
fucking Bond got hit by a fucking fruit
Yeah,
pile.
James Bond is too easy.
Yeah.
You have to go Thomas Crown. You can't just go James Bond.
It's
Everyone
Remington
knows he's
Steele.
James
How about
Bond.
that?
There you go. That's a good one.
There you go. Now I'm really going back into the way back.
You
machine.
gotta get vague with it, man. You can't just go for the obvious one.
He was that volcano doctor.
From Dante's Peak.
Yes.
Oh man.
Oh god, nice.
That dude was not from America. That dude was too too debonair to be
That
from.
dude was not a volcanologist. Okay,
Oh,
it's just
man. He looked like a Vulcan more than a volcanologist.
So you guys reach the garden in the back. He's out there. He's actually playing. You actually start hearing a percussion beat as he's out playing us what appears to be a set of drums.
Is he practicing his break beats for the concert this Friday? At the youth club? Oh my God, how are they going to save the ski town? All the wealthy investors are trying to take it, and Chad wants to have a race down the hill. Oh,
down
Fucking
K
Chad.
down K9, the Widowmaker.
oh yeah, Old Man's Dick. That's the name of it. Old Man's Dick. It looks soft from a distance, but it's dangerous.
You really got to watch that second jump then when you get onto the really long dangly balls.
Yeah, it's rough down at the bottom, lots of hedges, and it just doesn't look like they've trimmed it up at all. Dangerous. Why would anyone even go down there?
How the hell far down does this mountain go? All the way to the
Way
knees.
down. All the way-
Oh Lord.
Oh, I love it.
And
I
we've
love
got
that.
there.
I love that.
Rachel
That
is
so-
still
how
not
far
recovered
does
from
it
that
go?
one.
All the way down. Down till it touches the water inconveniently.
It's like steep in a tea bag.
Oh my God.
Adam Sandler, Big Daddy, old saggy balls.
Oh my God. What's his 5-year plan? Don't die.
Maybe it's a 10-year plan.
Oh man, I love that movie so much. I'm
Right?
not a huge fan of Adam Sandler, but that one's real good.
Yeah. My kids screamed. I wiped my own ass for like 2 weeks after they watched it.
Oh,
All right. You guys approach him in the garden. He looks up. Hey,
Hey.
you brought your friend.
just
Yeah.
smoking that cigar still.
What's going on?
So funny thing happened. I got attacked by drow who apparently want to kill me. But it turns out that you have a past with drow, and so the guards think that maybe that's why they attacked me. I'm
You owe
fine,
money
though,
to some
so-
drow?
He smiles. Money, no. Blood, probably. He leans back. Hell, I don't think me and your mother are even married yet. That was some years ago.
You can hear from the periphery. Maury, Maury, Maury.
No,
Jerry? Jerry? Ooh.
you know, you and your mother met back in the war, right?
Mhm.
Before I played, in some bar, tavern in town all week long.
Right?
We came across a few drow in our time. Whatever enemies surfaced, we went up against. We didn't choose to settle in Waterdeep before then. They were still working out of Everesk at the time. We were still working with the Elven armies. But no, we crossed a few drow. One in particular, dangerous motherfucker. How much do you know about drow?
Not a lot. They're not really in town very much.
Well, no, it's because they normally stay in the Underdark in their houses. There's a group that doesn't, though. I've heard inklings and saw things that said they were back in town. Didn't believe it until now.
Can I do a insight
Sure.
19?
What are you trying to find out?
Whether or not he hadn't seen him in a while, or if that was fake.
The troop party hasn't seen him in a while, but there's definitely more to it than he's saying. A lot more.
Okay.
He's being more cryptic than he normally does, but he's not being jolly about it this time. Normally, like the games he plays with you guys, he's normally a little jollier. He's normally a little more.
You want to tell us anything else?
What? That I stay away from a man known as Jaraxel.
If it met a Droxel.
outside of game. Oh my god. Okay, but okay. I
Yeah.
mean, who?
He runs a splinter cell of drow. They don't follow matron. They don't follow the normal matriarch high society of what. Technically, they're free drow, but they're still brutal in their tactics. And he's extremely smart. He's extremely clever. Me and your mom have squared off against him a number of times over the years. You have any explain this drow that tried to take you out?
There are two of them. They're waiting for us at Troll Skull. One of them had pistols. Like, pew, pew. I don't actually shoot them.
His face
Shoot them out.
doesn't go white, but he sees the pistols and he's like, "Yeah, that's them." What else?
One of them got away.
Got away. That's not good.
We thought
The Brigand Diarthe is the group they belong to. And you're marked for death. If they were there waiting for you, it's because they marked you for death. Which means I don't want you out and about anymore.
well, I mean, like, we killed it. And we drove the other one off, though, so they can't be that dangerous.
There's just two. There's a lot more. And Jiraxel knows what his crew's up to, whether or not they admit it or not.
You think she's
So-
safer here?
I'm gonna have to hunt them down.
I can help you.
No,
We have these sweet new guns now.
you're not taking this fight. I want you to stay with your friends.
Papa, don't preach.
At the house where they were waiting for me?
I'm in water deep.
It's better than you being here with Victor. What, Victor's gonna protect you?
Would they try to hurt Victor?
He's human. And I doubt they've connected you to him yet.
So are you gonna tell us the rest of the story, old man?
I can. But involves a devolving secret that isn't supposed to be devolved. He reaches into his jacket and he pulls out a green pin. It's a leaf, and he flips it to Adrie.
I will catch it and look at it.
That's a Harper pin. It's an organization that has decided to spend their time fighting evil wherever they find it. Just happens to, for us as elves, we like to find drow to fight. But it also takes the place of the gangs and the other things we have to deal with around the city. I was more heavily involved in it back in the day. Just haven't had the heart to continue the fight since your mom's been gone.
Harper's heart hardens. More at 11.
But it looks like I got to pull out some old toys now.
Whoa. When your dad says that, it's creepy.
Would you like to know more?
No.
Kidding, kidding.
Control Alt Delete. Escape F4. F4. F4.
Well, I mean, do you have anyone that can help you? Because if, like, we don't know how many of them there are. We thought that maybe,
I have other Harpers to call on.
well, you should definitely have help in this. So
He stands up and kisses AJ on the forehead. I will.
Who's gonna watch Victor?
Take Victor with you.
But then they'll definitely know that he's involved. Like, he's a part of the family.
He's not going with me. Mm-mm. He is not quiet enough. Or we just enlist him at the Blackstaff Academy and he can stay there. Just board up there.
Might be safer for him.
All right, I'll go tell him the great news. We're shipping you off to school, and you're not coming home no more.
Just for a
That's
little
not-
while.
Like that's never fucked up a kid in the head.
It's like every movie set in Maine. Oh, you have to go to private school now. What a struggle.
Right. So he's like, you and your friends stay Charleston out of trouble, okay?
I will nod. And
As
nod.
best as you can.
Yes, as best as I can.
Your friend's like a walking giant silver glow stick. There's no way they're gonna miss you guys.
I'm gonna take a last drag off the cigar and flick it in his garden.
You're a dick.
It's true.
Put that out.
It's in your garden. It'll go out. It's going out. It's out.
He's like, you can hear him. Victor, guess what?
Victor's definitely going to blame me for that.
2 seconds later, what the fuck?
So I guess we will head back to Troll Skull.
Well,
All
this
right.
was worth the walk.
Back to the scene of the crime.
We have to send your brother to private school and have your dad tell us nothing.
He told us some stuff.
What do you tell us?
To look out for
Jarlaxle?
Draxel and the brigand DeArthur.
Yeah.
His squad, his personal. But now you have those two to look up and start asking questions in places.
On
It
the
is
way back,
a
I need to get food. That's just a thing.
You want an apple?
No, I don't want a fucking apple. I want something that used to be alive and isn't now. I want one of those bowls of the brown stuff from the place where we were at before.
Is that on the way?
Probably not. But whatever, we'll stop somewhere. I'm sure they have a bowl of something
Do you want-
similar.
I mean, you can get something to eat from our kitchen.
Ugh. It'll take a week. I'm gonna have to hike through the Adirondacks in order to get a fucking ice cream sandwich.
dude. You only got to go through 4 floors, 6 rooms and 2 freezers.
They'll have a griffin bring it to you.
You like that on the upper
Shit an
deck, the east
omelet
deck, or the?
I was just sitting here thinking, I'm surprised that you were able to find Ludo in the first garden you checked.
Oh yeah. He never said it was the first garden we checked. We just
Well-
assumed it was.
Yeah, but still, I mean, you didn't have to wander the back 40 in order to find him.
We have to go through
Never
a hedge
wander
maze.
Ludo's back 40.
As the credits roll, that's the blooper scenes. And I'm like, where the fuck is he?
What is that Scooby Doo?
So it's a
Yeah.
montage of you just walking through different hedge mazes.
Thanks for listening to Freelance Heroism Plays Dragon Heist. If you would like to support us, please check out our Patreon. We're at patreon.com/freelance_heroism. We have different things there. Character journals, art, bloopers, stuff like that.
Our cast includes me as Dr. Kavir the Raven, Rachel as Adrie the Highborn Artificer, Nate as Rain Trichet, Dockside Officiant, and of course, D-Walk as Dr. Midnight, and everybody else in the game. Thanks for listening to Freelance Heroism Plays Dragon Heist, and we don't invoice in this group. We'll be back next week with more episodes, so stay tuned. Rachel,
Yes.
could you tell how fake that shit was? It was phoned in, but I'm good at lying.
Uh-huh.
All right. Not about the Patreon people. I love that.
Right. Yes.
I'm about to be in a shitty mood.
Well, I'm sorry you're in a bad mood.
It's cool. I can fake it for 30 minutes. I've done it for whole relationships. There's no way I can't do it for 30 minutes. All right.